I just gotta start up, okay? Anyways, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks.
And we're back once again on our bullshit, aren't we?
You're not getting
Well,
rid of me that easily, Blackout.
not yet. I've been trying. Anyway, hey, and welcome to Would You Waifu, the talk show where we talk about monsters of all shapes, sizes, species, varieties, you name it, we wife it. So, we're going to talk about their biology and cultures of our weekly monster. I'm Blackout, and this here Scamper Blaze.
Hello!
And we're just a couple of idiots with some idiotic, ridiculous headcanons, and even dumber arguments at sometimes that even we don't know what we're talking about sometimes. It just hits us in this very moment. Ah,
Those are the best of moments. Please be sure to catch our last episode where we were talked about Blackout's personal favorite, kobolds. This week, because he kinda dared me to, we are talking about the other staple short stack, goblins. Blackout,
oh boy.
would you waifu?
Nah.
Really? Okay, but hear me out.
Alright, what you got?
Okay, so let's first introduce our waifus of the week, goblins. Goblins are are always a smaller race, originating from multiple European cultures. Like they date back all the way to the Middle Ages. They tend to be described as from just harmless and mischievous to all the way to just straight up evil masterminds.
Yeah, masterminds, huh?
Depending on
I
the
don't know
source.
that. Yeah, sure.
Honestly, before we start about talking the kind of the Dungeons and Dragons goblins actually started out as not started out, but they kind of became the know-it-all term for fey creatures in Europe for a good bit. So, if we
Alright.
so in old mythology, if we were talking about like dwarves, brownies, duendes, gnomes, imps, leprechauns, and even kobolds, people used to refer to them as simply goblins. And honestly, I'm gonna say this is probably one of the most well spread archetypes in culture because in certain cultures, things that could be referred to as goblins can be also include things like Ifrit, the Pokwoji, the subspecies like Hobgoblin, Redcaps. So, as a biologist, yeah, goblins are actually kind of varied.
Nah, but we gotta define them now, so
When we talk about
that's gonna be.
when we are talking about goblins, we're talking about the variant that is definitely on the shorter side, like
The
I'd
one everyone knows. Our short green little
well,
bipedal.
I'm also gonna fight for just earthen colors like brownish, like earth.
Acceptable.
Yeah. So more like the earth colored.
Mud.
Yeah. Swamp.
Or poop.
You already going for violence, aren't we?
Oh yeah, I woke up and chose it today. I was all out of peace.
Uh, fair enough. So, first, I like to. Normally, we kind of dance around the gender ratio here and what that actually would mean. Normally, we kind of settle on and I'm saying mostly, we kind of settle on a mostly either female or fully female ratio. With kobolds, we did actually have that discussion. So, before I go with the goblin thing, what would be the kobold gender ratio?
It's pretty even. Being honest, there's not much. Yeah.
Because
Again, most kobolds are all built the same.
I mean, that is just our mammal eyes speaking. Well, our human eyes, because we don't really use pheromones to differentiate. But I thought that kobolds were more like hermaphrodite. That was the word.
I mean, it's possible.
But yeah, that's just dependent on the source. With goblins, it is also kind of honestly similar to kind of humans. So you can assume it like a 50-50. We're not talking about how anime depicts it, like mostly male ratio.
All male ratio.
Okay, so
Which leads to other stuff we will not get into because we like our show here and we don't want it to go away.
yeah, so let's not talk about anime goblins too much. Anyways, goblins are one of the only species on this list that actually have a female term for their species, like how cows and bulls are a thing. Did you know that?
I mean, I feel like we have done that for the other races, is the thing, but it's
Yeah,
more of a
we
social
done
thing.
it, but here it already exists. Did you know that the female goblin is actually referred to as a goblet?
I've heard it around.
But just for simplicity, we will be referring to them as goblins because that does roll off the tongue better than goblets.
When I hear you say goblet, I just think of the actual cup.
I was honestly thinking of that super crown from Mario Brothers. Oh god, they were doing the beach crown before they even made the beach crown.
You know, we always start our show off with our biology and all that, though.
Yeah.
So we get into that more of that. We got our earth and tone skins.
Yeah.
Others,
So what? Honestly, when it comes to biology, I think they're pretty much comparable to either primates or just humans.
I can see the primate side a little bit more.
Yeah, of course, development would be different. Like, I think they would be mostly digestive tract, like how we can basically divide our torso in two areas, like the vitals, lungs, hearts.
Yeah.
And then just at the border, the stomach, and then just the intestines below that. I think.
Intestine.
Yeah. I think that with how a goblin's ratio would be, they would have probably more effective lungs, but not as. But the surface area would also be relatively smaller.
Okay.
I also already have a biological argument to back that one up.
Go ahead, because I'm still not on board.
Considering they are always both closer to the ground because they're short, they tend to roam in caves and all other underground areas. Like all sources of goblins I looked at, they were referred to as a subterranean race. So the air constitution at where goblins thrive would also be very different than what we need.
If you really think about it, a lot of monsters would be in that case, though. Because being in dungeons or caves is just an ideal habitat for any livable creature that's not going to be part of a human culture.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like natural occurring caves, stuff like that.
Yeah, that would still affect many of our other monsters we have that would live in such caves or dungeons or whatnot.
That is true.
So I don't see why they get the special treatment.
Mostly because we had things to kinda balance it out. Like Lamias, we kinda messed around with the organs there. Mermaids, definitely separate organs.
They just live in a whole different environment, my man.
Yeah. Centaurs, we kinda just made we honestly expanded the the breeding. Thank you. The lungs and such. But
well, they have a lot more to compensate for. Like another body.
Yes.
Eh. So you want stronger but smaller lungs? Alright. Not too big.
Yeah, that is still pretty doable. Like,
Yeah, I understand where you're getting at.
like they would definitely need to hold their breath more than humans.
I had a joke there, but it's a pretty low class joke, so I'm gonna leave it away.
Oh, when have you ever given a single thought about class?
Well, I'm trying to be respectful here, but if you don't want me to be respectful, I'll go ahead and fire away all my jokes I got at you, bitch.
Go right ahead.
Well, they're at perfect level for fart smelling. Let's go with that. They have to hold their breath. Or why they will enjoy it.
I still think that kobolds would be better at that. They have a snout for it. Just get all up in there. Like, anything you could say about goblins, I could respin into a kobold insult.
Yeah, but you just proved that kobolds are better. What up? Everything goblins can do, kobolds are better.
Heat regulation.
Yeah.
Didn't you fight for cold-blooded kobolds?
No. Because I prefer them to be cold-blooded. It wasn't really a fight.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, let's continue. I'm getting a little off topic.
Yeah.
How tall all are your goblins? We're gonna make them.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna say that compared to the average human adult male, I'm gonna say they would be honestly below the hips.
So around 3 feet.
Yeah.
Or shorter.
Yeah, 3 feet and shorter. Because we might mention stuff like hobgoblins, but they're not
That's
on.
a substance.
Yeah.
I agree. If we ever talk about subspecies, they're gonna be their own episodes, are the thing, and we can. Just
I mean, if
drive
we
off
go
the
in
data.
depth of them, like we could.
I know, because oh god, the beast episodes.
Oh god, the Beast Girl episodes.
That's gonna be.
Yeah.
I am both excited and dreading it, being honest.
Yeah. So, if we pretend that Beast Girls are just a singular thing, then, and with like bear girls, cat girls, dog girls, all
Can
being
be humans of any variety.
then I'm gonna say goblins are probably the species with the most subspecies.
They have a more related family, I would say, that's established. Between like hobgoblins, trolls, orcs, they're all in that goblinoid family.
Yeah, so goblins would be more like a classification like primate, like gorillas and chimpanzees being the same.
Yeah.
All right.
We going with our pointy ears variety, or
Yeah, I can't think of a single example of goblins having round ears.
I'm just checking. Alright.
I legit can't think of one.
3, 4, or 5 fingers and toes. I'm thinking around 4. 4 toes, 5 fingers. No particular reason, just flavor.
Well, I do think that they. Okay, so I can definitely see them having a altered set of digits. I honestly think they. Okay, it depends if we're talking about like comically like thicker fingers because of short stack, or more ratio appropriate fingers, because if it's the thinner fingers, I can definitely agree with 5 being more dexterous, but I can also see the type where it's more like just 4 fingers and they're just a little bit more chubby for the hands.
Have like a little pseudo thumb instead for that 4th finger.
No, like
They need to grab stuff.
yeah, but I just think that they wouldn't have the pinky. Like, if you look at your hands, it is actually possible
Yeah.
that... Yeah, it is kind of possible that the left thing is just not needed. Sorry, the pink.
What do we need our pinkies for? Just kidding.
Yeah, so if anything,
I was thinking more of the ring finger than the pinky, honestly. Kind of, you get what I mean?
huh? One second, I'm just kind of.
That makes a better spread, in my opinion. If we take away the ring finger.
I can see. Okay, so you would remove the ring finger to just keep the surprising dexterity of the pinky.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I'm actually gonna say that when it comes to finger dexterity, I'm gonna give the advantage here to the goblins compared to kobolds because of one reason.
Why?
Kobolds tend to have talents, and those might get in the way for the finer finicky.
And goblins trim their nails.
Look, that sounds more like a culture question, but right now I'm talking about just sheer biology capability.
Goblins can have claws as well.
Yeah. And I do actually kind of want to. The one I do have. I did mention before we actually started streaming, that I might have 2 hills this episode. And
no, to really only get one.
Because I feel like this either could be a statement or a above average hill. Like, not necessarily a good one, but at least a decent one.
You get 1 hill.
Yeah, you can stop me.
Here's a curveball. Hooved feet.
I've seen... Okay. I'm not gonna say hoofed like horse. I would settle for like cloven feet at
Yeah,
best.
that's what you get what I meant, though.
Yeah.
That's my curveball there. What do you think?
There are depictions of goblins with that, so...
Yeah.
I kind of do think that they would have like 1 toe less compared to their fingers.
So 3 toes?
In this case, yes.
I can't see the 3-toed goblin. Honestly.
But you're okay with the 4-toed one?
Yeah, I'm okay with 4 toes.
You know what? Okay, fair enough.
3 toes just make me think reptilian. You get what I mean?
Ah, yeah, I can definitely see what I can definitely see that.
Reptilian or webbed.
Yeah. Okay, so I do think that.
That's why I curveball with the cloven feet. We don't have to agree to it. That was just mine. What are you feeling?
Okay, like I've seen depictions upon it, but if we're gonna go with the hairless bodies, like where you can see the green or green to brown skin, I'm gonna say no, because the cloven ones would definitely be more of the 19th century version that the world would be in the like English fairy tales.
All right.
So
I'll drop it then.
with the guns we are talking about, I'm gonna say no.
All right. See anything else?
Oh, what actually no my hill, because it feels like something I would say and then forget. Oh shit, that could have been a hill.
No, because it's not your hill then.
I mean, it is as close as a
Be
hill.
a statement at this point.
Okay. In that case, I'm not gonna refer to it as a hill. I'm just gonna refer to it as a mount. I think goblins are gonna be the closest thing to quote-unquote demi-humans that we're gonna be talking about on this for a long time.
Till we get to demi-humans.
Demi-humans would be like elves, dwarves.
Yeah. Well, elves and dwarves are not monsters.
Yeah, but
If you think elves and dwarves are monsters, then you're just racist.
I've said before, I'm okay with seeing it as them as not monsters. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
goblins are going to be the closest thing to those races.
No, I'm just saying it for all those out there who think elves and are monsters. If you think they are racist,
Yeah,
that's offensive.
yeah, but I'm just saying, goblins are going to be the closest to those races. Do you agree with that, or not really?
I mean, I can see where you're coming from.
Because,
Yeah, I guess.
because did you know that the term goblin actually used to refer to just literal translation, ugly elf?
Yeah, I knew that.
And both in D&D lore tend to have Fey ancestry.
Hmm.
But this is probably... So, my statement, and potentially curveball, goblins are to elves what chimpanzees are to humans. Common ancestor.
I guess. Sure.
Yeah,
I'll
that,
stand on your anthill.
yeah, like, you can definitely see what I'm coming from, and
Yeah. I'll come over to your anthill.
I'll take that minor victory. It's gonna be a long time before it happens again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any more biology questions?
Okay, so
I know. Here's one. A tail. Would they have tails? I'm thinking kind of like, not like a fur.
okay, so
How do I describe it? Like,
what
how
I
like a 50, how a 5-year-old would draw a lion's tail, like a stick with like a hair at the tip.
yeah, I was actually gonna say I can imagine like a brush tail.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
Like
If they had one, that's the one I would think they would have.
honestly, yeah, I do agree with that.
Like a rat tail with hair at the end.
Not how I would have phrased it, but I can't disagree with that. Wait, I might be remembering something wrong here. I'm quickly looking up what a chinchilla tail looks like.
Big fluffy tail.
What are those little mouse called again that just hop? Like, they're like mini kangaroos.
Kangaroo mouse.
I'm gonna be pissed if that's actually it, but knowing biologists, it might be the case. Not
Right there,
exactly.
kangaroo mouse that hop around like kangaroos.
Okay, it was
It's
not.
not the tail you're looking for, but
It was not the animal I was looking for. The thing I was looking for is apparently called a jerboa.
a jerboa.
Yeah,
Oh, that.
yeah, that's the kind of tail also kind of fit. Oh god, that kind of fits. Sorry, I can't.
Kangaroo mouse.
Anyways, yeah, so that's the kind of tail if they have tails.
Are we doing it? Are we locking in tails?
I'm gonna say based on the majority of goblin depictions in both fiction, fairy tales.
This is our world. These are our world, man. And we do what we want.
In that case, yes, I would like to give them a tail.
All right. We give them the brushy tail.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw another picture of one of these jerboa, and this one just looked like a little advertisement we used to have for the World Cup, but angrier. Let me just get out of the kangaroo mouse Google search. Yeah, so... But... Okay, so racial-wise, I think this tail would be shorter than their legs.
I can see it. I wasn't thinking a very long tail in the beginning anyway.
Yeah, more like a thin... They probably would use it like a sensory organ. Like potentially sensing wind directions and such.
What's the term I'm looking for? 1 second.
Air currents, that's one I was thinking of. Describe your term.
Ah, a prehensile tail, where they can use it as a sort of another appendage.
I'll be honest, I don't quite see that.
No? No?
No, not for. Uh, no, it's because you need a lot of strength in those tails.
Yeah, but we're going to give them short tails, and we can just put muscle mass.
True, but since we are making them shorter, prehensile wouldn't really work. Like, I can.
I'm not saying like a fully functional. It's just to hold shit.
Oh, if it's just to hold shit, then
Yeah, not to use it, just to hold it.
okay, yeah. Like, let's say they don't have like a pocket or a belt. They could use that to hold a tool.
Yeah.
We both can agree that they would be using tools, though.
Yeah. I already know about goblin engineering. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I definitely think that if I compare their dentures to a human, I would definitely say it would be more pointed to not as much chew, but more to rip things off. Like this could be like tough vegetables, like tree bark, meat from bones. So
serrated teeth.
I wouldn't necessarily say serrated, but yeah, definitely more sharp than what our teeth currently would look like.
A full sharp teeth, or just a mixture, or
Okay, so okay, so how to best describe it? I do think they would have like flatter molars to still chew vegetables and other tough matters, but I do think that where we kind of have flat teeth at the front, they would have more comparable to the canines.
Sure. I can get with that. Let's see. Hair or no hair? Are we making him a mammalian?
Oh yeah, since we specifically set one of those tails with a bush at the end. Yeah, we're giving them hair.
Alright, so there's the... And is it going to be like male, female hair? Female's just longer. While males are practically bald.
I'll be honest, because it has been a while since we kind of went in depth on mating things. I ironically could see the males being the hairier ones. But not just the head, like females would probably have longer hair on the head, but I think male goblins would have a hairier back, like potential.
Aren't males just hairier than females in general? It's just females have longer hair.
Yeah. I was also gonna mention like a fur ridge along the tail. Like
bushy tail.
Yeah. I think Cortez is saying that he thinks they prefer being bald. Like they would probably shave. Yeah.
God, I feel that's more of a culture thing.
Yeah, probably it is. Yeah. Okay, so how do you
I think we need to finish up on our biology, though.
Okay. I do think that they would have binary sexual organs like penis and vagina. I think they would give live birth since we are making them kind of mammalian.
Yeah, there is no way I can argue egg, man.
Yeah,
There's no way I can argue that.
I mean, that is one of the reasons why someone preferred goblins over kobolds. Hey, I actually went around and asked other people for their opinions here.
Oh, it's your show. You better have.
Yeah. So it isn't just.
I'm just a co-host.
Fair enough. Anyways, yeah, I do think that are we actually gonna give them like special properties? Like in some cultures and fictions, since they are Fey-like, they also have like weird properties, like potentially poisonous, paralyzing.
I would put them like poisonous venomous side, kind of like Komodo dragons. You know what I mean?
Oh
Where
yeah.
the mouth is just full of bacteria and such. And
Oh
if you
yeah,
hit
just
by one, it's gonna get infected as fuck.
oh yeah, very infective. Do you know that's actually also the case with a lot of big predatory cats?
Yeah, I remember seeing something about that.
Like a scratch from a lion is more prone to infect you than like a scratch from a wolf.
Yeah, I can see it. But I was just using like the Komodo dragon bacteria thing for.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But
That's like the most I would give them.
yeah.
In terms of poison and venom, though.
Want to know what's actually probably the biggest difference between D&D goblins and fairy tale goblins? Reminds me of best.
And that is.
Okay, so D&D goblins, magic
Mhm.
is rare, while in fairy tales and other forms of fiction, it is basically just the norm. Like just an inherent,
There's plenty of goblin shamans out there and everything, my man.
Yeah, but in D&D, they are the minority.
Well, you see, the thing is, even if you give goblin magic, it's still gonna be a CR 1/8 creature, but weaker.
Yeah. Now, I'm just saying that
Because they don't got no hit points, they got wizard hit points instead of goblin hit points.
that is true. And Cortez just is thinking of Legacy's grandpa at the moment. Cortez does actually pose a question. What would you consider the difference between a goblin and a gremlin?
Well, people actually like gremlins.
Depends which movie you're talking about.
Well, not the movie Gremlins. I'm just saying. I believe gremlins are more kind of like how would I describe it? Gremlin is more behavior if you really think about it, right? Than
Yeah.
an actual species.
Yeah, when I say the word gremlin, the first thing that comes to mind would be something more rodent-ish.
If I would have to say more gremlinish, like in popular media, would be Gollum. Schmeagol and Gollum. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
He would be a gremlin.
He is also kind of a loot goblin.
Yeah, they are little shits.
Yeah. Okay. So a gremlin is someone you want to punt.
I mean, I'd still punt Goblin.
Which one would you punt first?
The Goblin, so it gets away. I can stand a Gremlin.
Okay, so to kind of finish that one.
Tolerance. There's your difference. Tolerance.
Okay, Black Eyes thing is tolerance. Mine is just few. Like with goblins, I think more humanoid build. With gremlins, I just think something more rodent-like.
It's more personality-wise. Whenever I come to Gremlin, it's more of a personnel. Actual.
Cortez wants to know if you would punt the pic on Discord or bang. Oh wait, you mean the thing you sent me?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen the picture for that. I only see what he's put in the slideshow.
1 second, I'm just grabbing the image that he sent me and send it to you.
Yeah, okay.
I consider this to be more of a puntable because this is more reptilian.
That is puntable. Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think that is good point to call the biology section. Next up,
Yeah, I don't think there's much more.
yeah, like I think their teeth would be slightly different than humans. They would definitely be shorter. Okay, so I do think they would have a different muscle build to be more sprint-based and not stamina-built.
They're definitely a dex.
Yeah.
They get it. Strength is not their biggest strong point.
Yeah, but what about stamina?
Mm, honestly, I don't see it weaker or stronger than a normal human. Get me?
Okay, fair enough. Goblins are tops, according to Cortez.
They're a power bottom at best.
Yeah! Like, I like goblins. I like this. I sometimes like the brat mentality that some people give their goblin OCs.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not gonna call them tops.
If a goblin's topping you, you have some issues to figure out.
You don't have to call me out like that.
Oh, I will. Power bottom.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with brats. Okay, so if we let goblins just, if we would just observe goblins in a from start to finish, where do you think their, without human interference, their culture would end up?
Well, it's pretty common just to say fucking tribal, since that is like literally every piece of fiction out there. That it's some sort of tribal village or such
I'm
outpost or cave.
I was gonna say gypsy.
Gypsy?
Yeah,
Really?
like gypsy at most, because like we said, there are plenty goblin shamans, so spiritualistic, it would kind of make sense. Like the furthest I would see them is kind of how the gypsies were presented in Hunchback of the Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. Burn the witch!
Yeah, and they would probably join in on the burning, like ha 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 ha. Because yeah, I'm gonna say like just gypsy nomads. Like I can see them settling in areas, but I can also see them as roaming around.
I can't really see them roaming around, is the thing.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to think of what would a good time period be, because like some sources of fiction, like they can build whole fucking cities underground. Like they can have a kingdom. My God, my man,
Rest in peace, David Bowie.
the Goblin King. Yeah. But no, I've never seen other like things like Goblin Kings and all that. So it's possible like we can get up to medieval times. Is the thing.
Okay, so to kind of a counterpoint.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that some tribes move around in a specific pattern. Like first they stay somewhere for a couple months here, then they go to the next location, and then come back. Like they just circulate.
Migratory.
Migratory. Thank you. Could you settle for migratory instead of roaming?
I could settle it, but I'm going to need a little bit more convincing, being honest.
Okay, I can deal with that. So for migratory, since just like kobolds, goblins are not the highest on the food chain.
Yeah.
So I think that unlike kobolds, they would plan ahead and have some backup. Backup hideouts. Like if one nest gets destroyed, they can go to the next one that they have prepared. I think they would have a little bit more foresight and just have some basic preparations, like they know where a different cave is that they kind of already prepped, or have.
I would say that kind of depends. Like, we haven't talked about, are we grouping them with orcs and trolls and hobgoblins that are definitely above them in the ladder of power?
Okay.
Because if they're grouping up, they could definitely just keep one place on lock.
Okay, so first we gotta kind of establish: are we gonna make them Fey, or are we just staying
No,
realistic?
they're fake.
Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna say there are gonna be different types of tribes. The ones that are symbiotic and the ones that are solitary.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like I said, goblins, besides animal girls, do have the most subspecies or common ancestry.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, while there are cases, if we're looking realistically at like a gorilla doesn't really hang out with an orangutan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can see it happening if they all quote unquote profit for it or just get enslaved. But
It's slavery. You know it is.
but like pixies, I think they would prefer to be in a pure goblin society.
Pixies with goblins? I could see it.
Yeah,
I
like
can see it.
like
Over humans, definitely. Yeah.
well, I'm gonna say that they either are solitary or yeah, like they are more open to it than pixies, but I will give them the fate temperament of being territorial.
Yeah.
So
Um.
they are way more willing to socialize but interspecies is what I'm still thinking, but I'm gonna
We
say
haven't got there yet.
okay, so I'm gonna say 80% would be purely just 100% goblin based, not counting pets they would use for labor.
We never cleared the pet.
Yeah. And 20% would be co-ed? Is that the word?
No, that's genders.
What's the species version of it? Anyways, I'm gonna say 20% would be more. 20% is.
Cohabitable.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Alright, yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. I can work with that. I was just thinking because if you leave like a goblin hole to fester, if that's the right wording for it, they can grow exponentially fast.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I would think they would prefer solitary if they can.
Yeah. That's why the 80% is the solitary one, and those tend to grow exponentially.
Yeah, that's why I was really thinking solitary because like most pieces of fiction, you leave a goblin hole alone, it's then 8, then 16, and then 32, 64, 128, 240,
Yeah.
256. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It just explodes.
Yeah. That's why I think that's the 20%. Do we need special terms for?
My side? Going away?
So, sorry, what did you say? Back out?
Oh, heck.
Back out?
My
Hello?
internet was being buggy.
Ah! Okay, sorry.
Nope.
Hello. Hi?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened. My internet just died.
Yeah, it can happen. I was asking, do we need a certain name to differentiate the...
Alright.
You know, the pure gobos and the mixers. Like, I feel like we need a term to differentiate the ones that would like to mingle and the one that's prefer not to.
There.
You good?
What the heck is happening? What is happening?
Blackout, are you okay?
Ah! Maybe. Yeah. Sorry.
No worries, I can still hear you though.
Sorry, I had to go through the afterlife real quick. Okay, we're good. We're good, dude.
Okay,
I don't know what happened there.
okay.
It was being weird. Like, I could hear you talking and then stop, and then I hear, like, the buffering of your voice.
Yeah, that doesn't happen often. Sorry, I was trying to ask you...
It is weird.
I was trying to ask you something, Blackout, but you had tech issues. I was wondering, do we need a certain term to differentiate between the pure ones and the mingled?
Uh,
Is the troll just a big ass goblin? Mm.
Um. Cortez, think of them like primates family, and that's like the best example you want to get out of that. Like orcs would be like gorillas, goblins are like chimpanzees and such. Sean,
Please, and
common ancestry.
trolls would be definitely be the baboons. Now, actually, I think trolls are a completely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No, they're still part of the goblinoid family.
yeah, okay. So, but I do think that
If
the
anything,
the
it's worse
mixing
to fight a
goblins
troll than an
would
ogre.
actually be limited by what they live with, because they would have to share resources. If it's a purely goblin tribe, then oh, they are multiplying.
Mm,
But just asking about something that we spoke of last time.
well.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I heard you. Yeah.
I feel like you were about to say
What
something.
would you think of last time?
How would you compare a goblin's?
It was about that terminology. I don't think we really need another terminology. If you're. Mm-hmm.
It feels like we're about to have two different conversations.
Uno momento.
Okay. While he is back, I was about to ask him about your reproductive capabilities of kobolds compared to goblins. Are you back?
Alright, I'm back.
Okay, test 1,
Hey.
2. Hi.
Sorry about that. I think. Yeah, I don't think. It's like like I'm hearing the buffering of like the words you said, but you've already said them like 5 seconds ago. Like I'm getting real time lag to Discord somehow.
Okay, so is everything working correctly now?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
I think.
test 1, 2.
Maybe it's yours.
No, my set seems to be working
I
correctly.
think we're just having tech issues at the current time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be Discord. Discord just might be in a little
might-
glitch today.
It might be just one of those times where one of us doesn't have the correct update ready. Wanna try updating Discord real quick?
Sure, I guess. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, 1 second while... Oh, wait. Please stand by while I fix these tech issues. Okay, so if anyone is still in chat, last week we spoke of how kobolds were basically just always in breed mode, and depending on the source, that also can be said about goblins. I was gonna ask Blackout how he thinks the two would compare, since both of them are some of the time pretty low on the pecking order. Test 1, 2. Okay, how does it say that I'm still looking at the Discord thing?
Alright, I'm back.
Hi.
Who just fixes that will be pissed.
Blackout, test 1, 2. Blackout, test 1, 2.
I hear you. Is the thing. Yeah.
But is there a buffer this time?
I don't think so. I think it needs time to make a buffer. But I think we're good now. Jesus Christ. I don't know what happened there.
Man, it's been a while since we had tech issues. Anyways,
Yeah.
so can I finally ask the question that about something we had talked about last time?
Sure, sure.
So, we agree that a purely goblin society would just exponentially grow if left alone.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think they would compare to a kobold's reproductive properties?
Well, it definitely takes longer for the kobolds to give birth and all that, because they do the egg birth.
I thought that would make it faster. Since they don't gestate the entire process inside of them.
Well, it really depends on how really long our goblins are living, too. We never answered that part as well.
Since they're Phallic, I'm gonna give them a pretty decent lifespan. But since they're goblins,
Just because they're fey doesn't mean they live long.
doesn't it at this point?
No, that's just magic. Keep people alive.
Okay, so I think that a non-magical goblin that isn't a total dumbass could live up to 80.
No way. No way.
You know what?
I'm not even close to that ballpark.
Okay, what do you have in mind?
You're getting me at like 30 at best, my man.
No, I really think they could live longer.
I don't.
Okay, so if we're basing it on Middle Ages, I'm gonna say they would live longer. So I'm willing.
Humans didn't even live to 80 in the Middle Ages. What?
Exactly. So, as I was saying, they would definitely be living longer than humans. I'm willing to go as low as 60, but that's the lowest I'm willing to go for goblins.
The highest I'm going is 30. Fuck that for goblins.
Okay, what is your thought process of them having a short lifespan?
What's your thought process on a long lifespan besides just Fey ancestry?
1 second, let me just.
Fey ancestry just means magic.
Yeah, but
Kobolds got a lot more of that than goblins. They're fucking related to dragons. Fuck you. Where'd your guys come from?
Archfey. Like actual Fey realm. Like I'm on the fence that they are more to their folktales counterparts, where magic is just a part of their being. Not the D&D version where it's the minority once again.
Well, magic's not helping them live long. We've established this a long time ago with your biology ass. Yeah, if you want to say just because magic reasons, yeah, I'm going to use that logic on you now.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to make our goblins magic alive longer, you got to give my kobolds some more lifespan than you gave them beforehand.
Okay, in that case, 50.
That's why I said
50 for.
That's why I said 30 years. Longer than a kobold. I gave you that.
Can I convince you to just go to 40 in that case?
35.
37?
36.
And 3 months.
2 months, 15 days.
7 hours.
3 minutes.
Deal.
Exactly on the dot. All goblins die. They're on the dot.
Oh, that would actually be that would also be a pretty cool culture thing.
I only have so much time to live, man.
You know, them being Fey like that. If we're actually gonna deal with magic and them being Fey like that would actually be kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Like that's just part of their contract.
36 years.
36 years,
7
7 months, 15 days. No, wait, sorry. 36, 6 months, 15 days, 7 hours, and 3 minutes.
And there's the I can't canon. It came out.
Of course, there are, of course, the usual outliers. Like those would be if there's a biology variant, Oathbreakers, or just
one actually brushed its teeth. It gained 15 minutes of life.
Have you clipped your toes? No. Good. You shall live a good 30s. Proper hygiene. Just. Okay.
Goblins can live longer if only they took care of themselves.
Yeah, but if they just left to their own devices, like 36 years, 6 months, 7 hours, and how many minutes was it again? 3?
3
minutes. Sorry, I just like the ones that actually wait. If we make it actually linked to their fate ancestry, the ones that use magic live exactly that long. The others are wild cards.
You gonna eat that carrot? I'm gonna be burning like 15 minutes this weekend, so I could really use the extra minute.
Yeah. I'm gonna live forever. What did you do? I run a healthcare spa. Did we just give a new definition to?
It's just a mud bath. It's just a mud bath.
I mean, those are actually pretty good for you.
I know, I was joking, but that's all the spot is. It's a mud bath.
Did we just give new meaning to cleanliness is godliness?
Sure. Okay. Our idiot's showing. Let's get back to it.
Okay, so if we give them that lifespan, I do think they would age more rapidly compared to humans.
Of course, of course.
Okay.
They could definitely have more offspring though, and think real fast.
Yeah. I do think they would also birth big batches.
I'm really trying to dance around the subject here, my man.
We're still talking about the pure groups,
yeah.
so we're kind of
Yeah. Yeah, but you're like talking like, I'm just not going into detail. I'm gonna leave it as it is.
Okay, so I could rip the band-aid off myself.
We're good. We're good.
Okay,
I
good.
like the show.
Yeah, it is a fun show. Worst case scenario, I can always make a new account, new profile, or we just stream it on your end.
Yeah, there's plenty of options, but anyway, continuing. Let's see.
Okay, so
over here, mating rituals.
Okay, so I am gonna and this is just okay. I have two things that I want to address in this synopsis. But let's just first start with the basic one that would just be biology. I don't think that goblins would be monogamous.
Sure.
Like, you know,
Polyamorous. I don't know. I get where you're going.
like a goblin knows who their mother is, not necessarily who the father is.
Sure. Sure.
Okay, so if anything, I do think that if we're kind of sticking with they are basically the primates to elves,
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of see a potentially bonobo-like culture.
Monkey.
Oh, not just monkey. That's just monkeys who yucks.
Anyway. All right. I guess I'm fine with that. No really argument here.
Yeah, so like there would be like some species would have like harems to social status. I don't think that would be really a case with goblins.
They like their trains. No more elaboration on that.
I was gonna say they don't really respect each other's boundaries. Like the term "what's mine is not really a thing in goblin culture, I assume.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Like,
Yeah.
like motherfucker. Like I was gonna eat that cheese. Well, I stood fair and square. I stole it first. Wait, who did you just steal it from? Bob. Oh fuck, Bob is actually kind of dangerous.
Wait, Bob with one tooth or Bob with one eye?
Well, Bob with one eye fought with Bob with one tooth, so now Bob with one tooth also just has one eye. I'm talking about Bob with the purple toe.
Oh, you're in trouble. Bye.
Give me the cheese back, though.
No.
Yeah, so I do think that that there would be kind of a hierarchy. Like you would, some goblins you would take from, some you would not fuck with, in all the ways of the phrase.
Are we going into goblin hierarchy now?
Since we're still kind of on mating ritual, I kind of want to
Yeah.
say about the mixed goblin societies.
Sure.
Changelings.
Changelings are a whole different species.
Well,
That's a whole different topic. That's lycanthropy over there, I believe.
kinda yes and no.
Shapeshifter. They're shapeshifters. They're part of another week.
Yeah, but technically, goblin, like I'm Team Folktale Goblin, who also tends to be shapeshifters.
They are not shapeshifters.
D&D goblins aren't. Folktales are.
Yeah, I'm not giving them shapeshifting abilities. That is a hard no there for you, buddy.
Okay, so our goblins are not shapeshifters.
No. Changelings are a whole different thing.
Okay, that's kind of. I am okay to see them as a whole different thing, but. Okay, what's this? Cuckoo bird. That's what I was thinking of. So, we're basically saying that goblins wouldn't pull a cuckoo and swap their child for a different one.
Why would they?
I mean, since we're saying shapeshifters are not goblins, I am kind of have to get rid of the sources that I had.
Yeah, nah. Like, your magical goblins can get polymorph, but that's your extent of your shapeshifting there.
Okay. I'm totally fine with it. Okay, so since with that out of the way, let's actually go to goblin hierarchy.
Goblin culture. This is gonna be a can of worms.
Yeah, because I know what you're dancing around with.
Yeah, they're the big no. Yeah. All right, goblin hierarchy. So last week we had our Hispanic kobolds with head on top.
Yeah, the abuela. The abuela.
So what are we calling our group of goblins?
Okay, so okay, so I'll be honest. I am kind of for the pure ones. I kind of like horde or just a camp of goblins.
I think a camp is better.
Yeah, because horde is kind of a low-hanging fruit in this case.
And we already gave goblins technically kobolds.
Yes, and
Earlier.
they might be on comparable standings in Dungeons and Dragons, being a mob monster.
A mob in everything.
Yeah.
They are pretty default.
Yeah. I do think that just giving them the same grouping would also just be doing both of them dirty.
Yeah.
Ecologically speaking, so
A
yeah.
gangle of goblins. I don't know.
I actually prefer camp.
I don't really have any better ones.
Yeah, like I couldn't really think of anything better as a horde of kobolds. So yeah.
Huh. There's actually a term of it. There's multiple terms if you really want to know them.
Ooh.
A malignity of goblins. I don't know how.
I can definitely see where that one came from.
That's that word. And it's really the other one's like a gaggle of goblins.
Okay, since there is an official term, in that case, let's just go with gaggle because that one is more fun to say.
Gaggle of goblins.
Yeah. Because I cannot say the other one a couple times after each other.
Yeah, malignity. Wait, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Versus gaggle, gaggle, gaggle. Okay, yeah. A gaggle of goblins. Stitch, the goblins should be petite. Yes, we have established that they are short motherfuckers. Hi, Stitch.
Oh man, our goblins should be big and bulky, man. Like 20 feet tall and bulging mustache. I'm not even gonna try that.
Then you just get Bork.
Bork is not a goblin. Bork is Bork.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just imagining another stupid interaction. Like, I am not a half-orc, I'm just a very big goblin.
Bork is Bork.
Yeah, kicker of asses.
It's a joke. Anyway, continuing on.
Yeah, sorry,
okay.
we got distracted by our gaggle of goblins.
Yeah. So, what will be our top goblin be called? The one who's in charge?
Okay, so, considering how I view them, like I still see kind of spiritualist gypsy culture. So, I think it would. Oh wait, I thought of a potential.
The one because you also got things like goblin kings and queens out there too.
Yeah. So, since we did mention like medieval stuff, I kind of think that we could go with that, like state and church, like just kind of conflicting rivalries, like who's actually in charge. Like in some gaggles, the royalty would be more in charge, and other gaggles, the spiritualist leaders would be more in charge.
Maybe. I'm not. I can see where you come from.
Yeah, because I'm still on the. Like I said, I still see them as more magically attuned creatures. Also, might I ask actually about one definition that you said when, like, elves and dwarves are not monsters?
Yeah.
What is... Okay. Why would you consider goblins monsters, but let's say gnomes? Would you consider those monsters?
Gnomes are not monsters.
Okay, so where do you actually draw the line? Wait, am I magically attuned? Like, legit, where do you draw the line?
There's a line, but how should I describe the line?
Is it their skin color?
No.
Is it just because they're green?
Well, they're earthen colors compared to you.
Everyone is earth colored compared to me. I am pale as fuck. Stitch, to answer your question, goblins actually originated mostly from European folk tales, and they are almost always in possession of magical powers. This can range from simple trickery, illusions, shapeshifting, but Blackhead kind of disagrees with me on that fact, because he is more used to the D&D goblins. I'm not saying which one of us is wrong, I'm just saying we both have different origins when we think of goblins.
Yeah, which helps us discuss things, which we do.
Yeah! Like, I see them as more magically attuned, he sees them as more...
Mobbish.
Yeah!
They're not great. And I don't use the broad term he's been using this whole time, so that's also...
Yeah, he's more specified to goblins as in straight up goblins. I'm more using the term goblins as in just to make things easier, because there's a lot if once you start straying, like hobgoblins, ifrit, brownies. I'm not being racist, that's...
those goblingoids.
Yeah, goblinoids.
Well, you want to draw a line, monstrous in appearance is a great one to start at. If you just look like a short human, you're not a monster.
I would like to say that before Tolkien, elves were actually seen as what we now just refer to as pixies. Times change, my man.
Yeah, and our pixies are fucking insects.
Yeah. Jokingly so are centaurs.
Who said that was a joke?
Well, time to harvest the centaur eggs. Sorry, the what now?
What?
You heard what I said. Huh.
Oh, God. Where were
And,
we? Where were
we were talking about hierarchy, so I kind of
Yeah.
see like kind of a rivalry, since I see them as more quote-unquote spiritual.
I can kind of meet you halfway here with my proposition.
Yeah.
There's going to be the king and queen goblins, for sure.
Yeah.
But in other of your Roman groups, there are these special goblin mages.
Yes.
Access to that. And sweaters. Yeah. I'll
So
meet you halfway. I'll
yeah.
meet you halfway.
Okay, but since we did kind of establish that you might know who your goblin mother is, but not your goblin father. So a goblin queen would be more likely than a goblin king, right?
The goblin king is much more likely than a queen.
Okay, so since would a goblin king be someone who actually like takes command of a goblin, like basically actually orders them what to do?
They definitely lead the group, tell them what to do, lead raids and all that on
Yeah.
villages. If we go that far.
Okay, so if we're actually referring to like like the mangas, the animes, then those goblin kings, generals, yada yada yada, tend to be more of the evolution.
If you want to see it that way, but I just think they're just a.
Yeah.
I don't know how much stronger, but a stronger goblin.
Okay, so since they are Fae, I kind of want to bring something up that would make it a lot easier for kings, queens, high-rank goblins to exist. Just
Go ahead.
a change in diet.
I just think they would get first picks on whatever to eat.
Oh yeah, no, I just mean like what would determine someone to be a goblin king? Just like how royal jelly is what turns a larva into a queen instead of just a drone or a worker.
They eat a magic rock. There you go.
I'm okay with that.
I was joking. That's how you become a goblin mage. You eat a magic rock.
I mean, they do have a very exact lifespan, so they... Okay, wait. Well, the normal everyday goblin are seen as just a lesser species of humanoids that usually have a lesser lifespan and have their group grow extremely... Stitch, I need your source.
Already hit that.
We did already mention a lot of those points, but I do need your sources on that argument there, Stitch.
I have lesser species of humanoids.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go with that one. Like,
Nah, I'm with you there. Nah, I don't see that at all.
yeah, he was more on board on them making them the chimpanzees to us.
Yeah.
Basically, they're like elven chimpanzees. Like, yeah, that was actually a theory that he kind of could get behind.
Yeah.
And before you say it, going far enough, everything has the same origin. Like, you have the same ancestor as.
We're all related to Mew in one respect.
I was honestly just looking for a random vegetable in my room. Like Stitch, you have a common ancestor with that corn kettle over there. If you just go far back enough. I mean humanoids, not human.
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
What do you even consider humanoids?
Do you mean goblinoid?
Humanoid is a body shape.
It's a classification, not a species.
Yeah. Well, I get where he's coming from because a Sasquatch is referred to as a humanoid.
Anything with a human-like body is humanoid. It's a classification, not a species.
Ironically, I don't think they actually refer to gorillas like humanoid because the posture is completely wrong.
Then they're not humanoid.
Yeah, but
They're primate.
yeah, they are monkey. Yeah, so I'm gonna say no to them, to referring them as humanoids. My apologies, classifications.
They're mammalians, not humanoid.
Yeah.
They're goblinoid.
Yeah. Anyways,
Which is the same family as hobgoblins, orcs, trolls. Yeah, again.
yeah, that's just like a whole plethora that we cannot go in.
Goblinoid.
Yeah. You know what I actually kind of find... Speaking of some species, at least, for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, so in D&D, hobgoblins are basically just bigger goblins that are bigger, meaner, sometimes smarter, always stronger.
And smarter.
Yeah.
Better everything.
Yeah, but in my research, hobgoblins are honestly just a more friendly trickster type. I'm curious where that rift kind of formed between fiction and fiction.
I don't know.
Not important. It was just a little curiosity.
Yeah, I would have no idea.
Yeah.
Where that, yeah. We've lost a lot of things to history, so I don't know where that deformation came from.
Oh, by the way, Blackhead, remember how I told you that I found my new favorite goblin story?
Yeah.
Want to hear a summary about it? That's just so fucking Dutch.
Sure.
So, back in the olden time, when we first started making cheese, we refused to acknowledge that the cheese was giving us bad dreams and instead just blamed it on shape-shifting goblins. Specifically female ones that transformed into horses.
I'm just gonna drop that. Okay. There are so many questions there that I do not want to bring up.
Hey, you're gonna rate me for milk in like, what's it, 4 years, 3 years?
It's about to be 4 years soon in a few months.
Ah.
And I found a flight for like $300.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's one way though. So.
Well,
Anyway.
assuming I'm still living where I'm currently living, I could at least let you stay for a couple days, so you don't have to worry about lodgings.
Oh, you think you have a choice?
Hey,
That's funny.
at least I'm consenting. That counts for something here.
No, it doesn't.
You fucker, I'm getting you half-fat milk just for that.
You think I care? I have eaten and drank weird shit all over this world. You got nothing on me. Ever ate crocodile?
Yes. Wait,
Actually really good.
which part of the crocodile? Because the jelly rolls near the jaws are amazing.
I don't know. That's the thing. Because I didn't ask. It's best if you don't ask a lot of questions when you eat exotic food. You just eat.
Yeah, but what? But what if it was the crocodile?
Oh, came from this. Oh, okay.
It came from there. Oh, like I understand.
That's why you don't ask.
Yeah,
That's why you
I
don't
understand the logic why not asking, but I would be too curious, and also
You ask
theoretically.
what animal it comes from, and that's it.
Fair enough.
That's all you need to know. Anyway, let's get back to our goblins.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So for just to kind of get the usual question, since we were kind of fucking around with it, if we gave goblins like classes,
Yeah.
what do you think their natural affinity to classes would be?
I'm thinking roguish. They definitely have goblin gods, so I can definitely see clerics.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with bards.
Nah, I can't see a bard at all.
They are tricksters. They are.
What isn't a fucking trickster these days?
Fair enough.
Oh, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. It's just a prank.
But I was mostly gonna say. What's it? College of Glamour. That's the one I was thinking of.
Nah. You're not selling me on bard here. You had good arguments for the other species, but not there.
Fair enough. It is because you keep also disallowing the shape-shifting capabilities, because I was kind of gonna go for druids.
Like, I can see druid better than bard.
You know what? Ranger.
Yeah, that too.
Especially, what's the Fey? I'm drawing a blank on the Fey one.
There's plenty.
Okay,
There-
not Gloomstalker.
It's not Circle of the Moon, Circle of the... Isn't it Shepherd? Something Shepherd? Shepherd of the... Something, I don't remember.
You know,
Top of my head.
Circle of Stars for druids.
I wasn't gonna give him a specific one, I was just gonna say druid.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because a lot of druid is like where you grew up.
That is true.
Alright, let's see. Anything else our culture-wise?
Okay. So I think that goblins are very economical. I'm gonna say, because they will waste nothing.
Yeah, but they should.
Yeah, like this weapon decays months ago. Yes, it still hits. Like, they are definitely hoarders, scavengers.
Goblin engineering is not the finest, but it works.
Yeah, like,
Barely.
that's why I do think that the 20% that does mix would also make the quote-unquote highest quality stuff. Because they would just...
That's a low bar.
Because they would find the most varied materials to work with.
That is a low bar.
It is, but it's not wrong.
Alright. Let's see. What else should there talk about their culture, really? Let's see. We've established a like, how big is our, like, gaggle of goblins gonna be?
Okay, are we talking about the pure
At
ones?
most.
The pure or the mixed ones?
It doesn't matter. Either both, why not?
Okay, so for the pure ones, I do think that as long as they have space, they can grow. Because you did mention, like, they could make, like, castles, cities underground.
I didn't say castles, but definitely something.
Castles, cities, yada yada yada. Doesn't
A
matter.
hole in the wall is good enough for them.
Yeah, so as long as there's space, I'm gonna say there's no really a upper limit.
All right.
With the mixed ones, however, I do think that's okay. So let's say, okay, give me, let's say
The orcs have to do a goblin culling so they don't get too much.
exactly. With the mixed ones, they would be limited because they are quote unquote willing to share space,
Mm-hmm.
and the willing part is optional based on the setting. But-
Non-negotiable.
You are husband now. No, but why? Okay, so I'm gonna say that. Let's say there's like 3 species living together.
Mm-hmm.
It can be whatever. It could be other goblinoids. It could be potential humanoids. Because I do think they would be willing to mix and match.
I'd say for like a mixed group, around 50 sounds like a good size.
Okay, since we are still talking about goblins, I was gonna actually give a percentile and say 35%. Or 35% of the area that they're inhabiting.
I was going to give them more, but put a limit on the group is the thing that they were sharing.
Yeah,
It's like they're like a group. They're like a good 75% of the group, but they're so weak compared to the other companion races that it's
I made the number just smaller when talking about area because they don't take up a lot of space.
I was talking about percentage of the group.
Oh yeah, if we're talking about population percentage, then they would be the majority. If we're talking about area assignments, they probably would have less.
Oh yeah. Sure.
All right.
Yeah. Like a good 75% of the group, but again, goblin weak. Goblin gets smashed.
Okay, whenever giving people the majority, I tend to always stick around closer to the 70%.
I said 75.
I know. I just wanted to knock it down like 2%.
73?
I mean, I prefer to go to the 70, but I was just kind of meeting you halfway.
I was joking. I don't care. It's just around. It's a range.
Yeah,
It's
70,
gotta be
70, 75. Does sound pretty good with goblins. So, okay. So, how would they actually mingle with other cultures? Like, like harpies would definitely were more of the scouts slash communication ones, like post office.
Let's see.
What rules
Well, it's
would?
easier to start with a shared group. is the
Yeah.
thing.
Because in a pure group, it's just pure goblins. They're everything.
Yeah. In a mixed group, fodder.
Okay, but besides fodder, what do you think they actually are? Because sometimes goblins actually do get to be witty.
Let's see. In a mixed culture, like they all have like this. All the goblinoids are pretty much the same culture, really. So we don't have much.
Yeah, but in a
But goblins would probably, they would definitely be like the guards and walking scouts around the area, doing all the manual labor too.
okay, I'm not gonna agree with the guards bit. I do see that they would be, quote unquote, cheap labor potentially, but I also think that they would be, honestly, kind of the merchant caste.
You gotta saw me on it. That's a hard one.
Really, I thought this one was actually gonna be, at least it's gonna,
Merchantile?
yeah, like.
I don't really see it.
Okay, so first of all, goblins are very known for their love for gold, right?
Yeah, shiny stuff, but yeah. go
Shiny stuff. Okay, I'm willing to broaden the web to shiny stuff. A good way to both just get shiny stuff in a group of people who could either kick your ass, eat your ass, in both figurative and literal way. The safest way would be honestly just trading stuff, like I do this, you give me that, or I give you this, you give me that.
Or they could just raid.
I'm just saying the safest in a mixed thing. Pure, mostly gonna be raids. But a mixed society,
I think a mixed society is gonna be raiding more than a pure society.
Okay, so would you saying that in the mixed society, the goblins would raid from the same society, or?
I don't think they care. Honestly, you
Yeah.
have this big hulking ogre and trolls on your side
Okay, so
who are meant for fighting. So yeah.
okay, what I'm trying to say, uh, let's say we have a town,
Mhm.
and part of that population consists of goblins.
Okay.
How likely would they be to steal from the same townsfolk that they live with?
How shiny is the object?
I'm gonna assume that you were gonna say very high.
Yeah, there's a good fucking chance.
Which is honestly a good point, but but the goblins that are more quote unquote culturally mingled, like they're more willing to be on friendly terms. The best way to get shiny stuff would be to trade.
Trade what? What is their resource they're producing?
Well,
Cheap labor?
labor, goblin engineering.
Who wants that? I mean, you could just go to the blacksmith.
It's cheap.
It's crud. No one in their right mind is going to want goblin engineering.
You say that, but do you know how many people willingly buy knockoff things just to save a couple bucks?
Knockoff and functional are two totally different things.
In this day and age, not really.
Well, we're not in this day and age. We're in a fucking fantasy world.
In that case, they'd be happy to have something that is at least functional. And
I'm going to hit you with my sword, and it broke. And I'm dead now.
okay, so while I don't think that a goblin sword would be sharp, I do think it would last long.
I'm going to call Bolshevik on that.
I think you are downplaying goblin quality.
I think you're upplaying it.
Potentially. Okay, so
Goblin engineering is just to get it done, not to last. Just like today, day and age.
honestly, a lot of people would actually think that would be useful in medieval times.
If it's something to save your life, I don't feel like you want that. Oh, one and done kind of job.
Nah.
Alright, you go to a goblin and you get you a full set of armor and weapon, and I'll go to a regular blacksmith. And we'll see who wins.
Depends what our classes are.
Oh, we'll both be fighters.
Okay, that actually still depends on who is rolling, because we both have periods where we just roll like shits.
1 second.
Right?
One moment.
Yeah, no, Blacker said he was gonna be back in a second. And I'm just kind of humming the background music. But Stitch, can I actually ask you a question? Do you prefer kobolds or goblins? Because I asked a couple people and they gave me their opinions. And currently one is definitely more favorable than the other.
Sorry about that.
Ah.
How'd you entertain them?
I was honestly just kind of humming the background music and kind of reading up on something. I did ask Stitch if he preferred goblins or kobolds. His current vote is kobolds.
Told ya, they're better.
Well, statistically speaking, you are wrong.
You just said kobolds are better.
No,
That's 2 to 1, bitch.
Stitch thinks kobolds are better.
Just because you have the basic bitch shit in the boot doesn't mean anything.
No, I'm just saying, statistically, more people prefer goblins.
And statistically, they're wrong.
Are they though?
Yes.
Are they really though, or are you just being British?
I'm not British, so you're wrong on 2 fronts now.
Okay, so Stitch, could you actually explain why you prefer kobolds over goblins?
That might take a minute, but what else were we talking about? What?
Okay. Okay, so since I kind of mentioned statistically, since you asked me to defend goblins, I kind of was curious what other people thought about goblins versus kobolds. So I went around some Discord servers. I asked, which do you prefer, goblins or kobolds? Do you want to hear the results?
No. Because you're not defending him, you're just getting a statistic of what people.
Yeah. Okay, so Stitch's argument is more monstrous, and I feel they give better gremlin behavior. Okay, do you prefer them as a creature or as a waifu, I have to ask? Okay. And do you also consider them to be better waifu, since you prefer kobolds as creatures over goblins, which honestly is fair? Like, okay, he's probably gonna be a bit, but yeah. So I also asked.
Statistics mean nothing. Anyone can make a statistics.
If I'm fucking a kobold between a gremlin or a goblin, I'm sorry, I gotta go with kobold.
Also, hello, Stitch.
Hi. Sorry.
Could you elaborate though?
They're better.
You see.
That's it.
You see.
You see, he is not a valid answer, Stitch.
If anything, if it matters, you're gonna feel that breath weapon.
Kobolds don't have breath weapons.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh wait, you're talking about the old kobold. No, if I'm correct, kobolds do have breath weapons.
Nope.
Nope.
Checking kobolds right now.
You're telling Blackout is wrong about something kobold related.
Kick him out.
Again.
Sorry, what was it?
No, wait, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just like, wait. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just making sure. Okay, yeah, he's right. He's right. I thought the breath weapon for a moment. No, never mind.
They have dragon ancestry. That's the closest you're going to
Yes.
get.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking.
Like, if you want to if you potentially want to feel acid down there, Stitch, be my guest, but that is not working in your favor as an argument.
I'm just. I just like kobolds more. That's all.
Which is fair, but I also ask you to elaborate.
I do want to say something. How many people did you quote unquote interview about this question?
Well, I did pose the question about. Wait, Stitch, am I allowed to count you in the number that answered?
It doesn't matter. I'm just asking.
Okay. With. 1 second, let me just check.
Because
8.
statistics don't mean shit. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It
It
is-
depends on who you're asking.
It is indeed a small number. Only 12 people responded.
Yes, again, statistics can mean nothing. If I go to a certain rally of a certain ghost-like dressed race, and I ask them what their opinion on a colored race, what do you think I want to get as my answer?
That is a good point. Okay,
You
so
see what I mean by statistics can be bullshit?
okay, to be fair, to elaborate on what my pool of I kind of forgot the English word here, but what my pool of answers was, I went through a couple of servers where they play D&D, also a couple of NSFW servers, and I just asked, without stating what my point was, do you prefer kobolds or goblins? And then I asked to elaborate.
Well, they're not here to elaborate, so we can't. Anyway, let's see. What's next on our agenda? Because we're getting a little low on time here, my man.
Well,
I only came in for the. I only came in for that.
you only came in here to be wrong. I get it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Wow. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to the NBC then.
I should have expected him to come in here, but I didn't. That is on me. Anyways,
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about their race, their biology. Okay,
Culture.
kinda culture. So,
Mhm.
what do you think that's? Okay, so I think they would be kind of gypsy-ish, but I can also see them in a mixed group, especially humans, easily reaching like steampunk aesthetics.
I can be with you on there as well. I think I can see your gypsy, but that's only if like they're kind of like solitary and not
Yeah.
as a group.
Yes, so I apologize about. Oh, no worries, Stitch. Okay, yeah. So solitary, I kind of see them like gypsy vibes, like kind of a migratory, like 3 nests for each gaggle.
I hate a magic stone. Now I must wander.
Yeah. Wait, do you think magic could be passed down genetically? Like, my magic stone became a genetically kidney stone. Good luck, it will hurt when you pee.
No.
Okay, so So no genetic magic.
Yeah.
I am just gonna openly disagree with you on that, because I have made my points clear as to what I think of goblins.
Yeah, yours is so fucking vast. A fucking gnome, dwarf.
No, I'm just saying,
leprechaun? Yeah,
Go-
those are all goblins for you. Apparently, you're racist.
that is not what I said. I'm just saying,
You're including them.
I'm just saying that goblins used to be a term to include
Oh, so all
those.
short people look alike. I see what you mean. Okay, I get you. I get you.
Hey, I've settled it down with the earthen-colored short ones with pointy ears and kinda a bushy tail. Well, not a bushy tail as in squirrel bushy, but bushy tail. Like a lion or a red tail with a little bit of hair, tuft of hair.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of hair, hair colors, how varied do you think they'd be?
So what's their hygiene like? So
Okay, good points.
again, pretty basic. I'm gonna be honest.
I think,
Browns and blacks.
yeah, I do think
honestly.
that naturally speaking, they would stick on the darker side of it.
if they get some stuff in their hair, they probably won't care.
I do think they would actually dye their hair because I can see them as a very tattoo-heavy culture.
Hmm.
Not because of any like value, but because they think it looks cool.
I guess.
Anyways,
I don't know much for goblin artistry, and I'm probably won't get one anytime soon.
yeah.
Get what I mean? I don't think their artistry is their most refined skill they have.
Okay, not. Yeah, I don't think they are quote unquote artists. I do think they be like they accessorize with like trophies they found during like
Oh, that's easy.
yeah, like I do
Here-
think they
Piercings and
accessorize.
dyes is probably the farthest I can get with you. I'm not on the tattoo train, if I'm being honest.
Okay,
I'm fine with like piercings and dyes, but I'm just not on that tattoo train.
okay, so not really makeup and such, but you can agree with like simple
Like they can get tattoos, just not from other goblins.
Yeah, that also involves a goblin engineering. Good point. I got this tattoo from another goblin. Oh, that's why your arm is gone. I mean, yeah.
Like there's the whole like there's the whole tattoo process where you like literally hammer it in with like a spike in ink, and that's like I don't think a goblin would sit still enough for that.
Okay, so we are kind of giving them ADHD vibes, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't think they would want to sit through like a session for tattoos like that
Fair enough.
from another goblin.
Fair enough. They would just ram the spike right through there, like.
Yeah, and then it. Goblin tattoos have a 95% fatality rate.
I mean, if you have a tattoo that would prove you're a strong warrior.
Yeah, but what's that supposed to be? Butterfly? No, it's a cow.
The one with the best looking tattoo is the one who can endure the most punishment. You shall lead us into battle.
But again, I'm fine with dyes and piercings though. Those are easy to do.
Yeah. Hey, Blackhair,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
would you?
Is it time?
No, I was gonna say, would you believe me if I said I'm actually allowed to advertise something here?
I mean, go ahead, shoot it, man. Go ahead. Fuck yeah.
Okay, so while I wasn't given like exclusive visual aids, okay, so this was technically supposed to be my second hill, but well, I'm gonna just this is also just kind of me practicing a sales pitch, so they were kind of chill with about that. So here I go. On the show, we may have been talking about a lot about waifus and also what classes we would give them in the stereotypical Dungeons and the Dungeons and Dragons variant. But what if we could make waifu an archetype you could play as?
I think I know where this is going.
Yes. That is now possible with a potential Kickstarter that is currently online called the Complete Waifu Handbook. It contains separate classes like Oath of the Matrimony, Partner in Crime for Rogue, different races like Divine Dragon, Yurei if you want to play a ghost, Nekomata if you want to be a yokai cat, you name it, it's probably in it. Ever feel like your campaign needs a little bit of food on the table? This book has honestly a cookie system that's way more elaborate than I would have expected. Like a full-on chapter. You can eat a dragon, my guy. Magic items that range from rings that give both you and your partner in crime buffs to sentient dakimakuras. And no, I am not making that one up. As we are actually recording this, the Kickstarter only has like 18 hours left, so if you want to back them, you can find them at The Loading Crew, the complete waifu handbook on Kickstarter. I do hope that was at least a decent sales pitch.
It was. I just wish I had a heads up you were going to do this. My man, I would have helped you.
Next time I get a sponsor, I will let semi-sponsor. I'll let you know.
Well, that's a hard hill to die on. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I actually was very okay with advertising this is because with their stretch goals, they almost reached the to make volume 2, which is just feral waifus, which is basically what we are doing.
Oh boy.
So as soon as they get to that, I definitely hope to have grown enough to actually
on it.
yeah, to actually have like it fully prepared, like.
Oh my god. Alright. I can't disagree with this hill. Come on. Yeah. Even I'm fucking backing it.
Anyways,
I think that's it for today, my man.
yeah, that sounds like a good point to end it.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go, time for the usual questions. General rating and waifu rating. Blackhead, do you want to go first or should I go first?
Well, I'm pretty still set on my general info at being still a 2, but I guess I can live with a 3 after today on the waifu scale.
Okay, so general interest, I'm gonna give it a 4. I did kind of delve into the more folklorish side, kinda upping it, which is why it is a 4. Waifu, I'm still gonna go with a 7.
Alright. Any ideas what we're doing next time, my man?
Ooh, since we kind of were darting around potentially problematic things that we were avoiding with goblins, let's dive into religion next time with angels and devils.
Oh boy.
Wait,
Let me go bust out the religious trauma.
wait, hold up. Like, are we doing devils or demons?
Devils.
Okay,
Demons is a whole different thing.
yeah, just making sure.
Yeah, just let me go. Where's that chunk of religious trauma? It's over here.
Okay, so please join us next time as we talk about the holiest of holies, angels, and honestly the best lores you're gonna get this side of hell, devils. Remember, next week's safe word is hallelujah. Oh, you motherfucker.
Get him.
Okay, that one was, I will admit, that one was amazingly timed. Oh.
Alright. We'll see all y'all next time.
Okay, let's see if there's anyone online to raid. Eeny, meeny, miny. Ooh. I see someone. It is a pretty long name to type, so hold up a sec. We're gonna be raiding the Digital Hazard, who's currently playing Digimon World 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Just make sure I typed this correctly. So, to everyone who's still in chat, thanks for dropping in. Thanks for popping by. It has been fun. Bye-bye.
Oh, God.
I'm surprised none of us made the mind gobbling on these nuts jokes.
Yeah, it was